Alright guys, what's up? It's Mac. I'm out here in Kabukicho. It's it's the biggest red light district in Tokyo, and probably in all of Japan. I'm actually I'm just gonna talk about the Japanese sex industry. Give you guys an insight into what goes on here. What how Japanese nightlife or sex life works. Um, so yeah, this place is called Kabukicho. Like I said, it's the biggest red light district in Tokyo and probably in Japan. Um, Japan's actually probably one of the safest countries I've ever been to, but in in Japan, this is probably the sketchiest place in all of Japan, and it's not even that sketchy. So that's saying a lot about how safe Japan is. Things that are sketchy here is probably just the you get like ripped off in these bars that are here, or girls bars, kind of. They're called kabakuras. They're like hostess bars. So Japanese men basically pay a lot of money a lot of money just to basically talk and drink with women. Um, so there's actually there's plenty of other you know red light type of you know places where men could like brothels basically that men could go to. But actually, one of the most popular places to go is for Japanese businessmen and salarymen are these places that are called kabakuras, like I said, hostess clubs, and they pay to drink with these women, and that's pretty much it. I mean, some of the high rollers would would probably do more with them, maybe have sex with them. Um, Here, by the way, look at this shit. This is actually hostess clubs for women are also a thing. Like as you can see, all the advertisements here. Women also pay to go and drink with these kind of like femboy kind of these like really girly men, and I think by Western standards they'd probably be considered gay, but apparently they're not. um, I don't know, they look very gay, but apparently there's that's what Japanese women like. There's kind of a misconception about what about that you know white guys would be are extremely like popular in Japan, but to be honest, that's a myth, because if you saw those advertisements for the male hostess clubs which women go to pay for, they're like they don't look like Western guys. They're extremely feminine. They almost look like females, to be honest, or transgender. Um, so that's also interesting. So yeah, I'm just walking down the streets here, the back alleys. Um, but yeah, I used to work in one. I used to work as a barman for a while in a hostess club. Um, it was a hostess club that for foreign women, and Japanese men would come and pay a lot of money just to drink with these mainly Russian women. Um, Here you can see, I don't know, things like this. So yeah, So yeah, they would pay a lot of money just to drink with these Russian women, and yeah, these Russian women couldn't give a fuck, about actually. Yeah, their attitude was terrible. The only reason I worked in one was because a friend of mine um, asked me asked me to work in it. I wasn't even really interested, but I only did it for about a month because I couldn't I couldn't really stand the way the Russian chicks behaved. Like they would be just like clicking their fingers and like I just had enough. I was like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not doing this. I didn't even look for the job. Someone just asked me to do it. Um, but yeah, I saw how the men would buy like pop bottles of champagne, and the Russian they wouldn't even want to drink. They wouldn't even want to drink with the men. They would like be so fake and rude. And one night what they would do is so they wouldn't want to drink because they'd get too drunk, and then they wouldn't be able to take advantage of the guys. So they would fill their fill their glasses with like apple juice, and these men would be paying like 5,000, about 50 bucks for a glass of wine that is actually just like apple juice or Ribena or whatever. And these guys would, or even more, way more. Sometimes like, if it's expensive stuff, it would be like 100 bucks, even more. Whatever, real expensive stuff. Um, so yeah, it was great. One night, one Russian chick, she was such a bitch, but she actually had like a really expensive glass of wine. It wasn't a fake one. It wasn't like Ribena or anything, and she didn't want to drink it. So I just saw her like dump it, on the carpet, like when the guy's head was turned on the fucking carpet, and it was like a white colored carpet, um, and it was just Ribena color, and she expected me to clean it up, and that was the last time I ever worked there. I was like, fuck that, no way. I bounced after that, but yeah, this is Tokyo. All these hostess clubs that yeah, I don't think they really exist. I think in Western countries, we just, Western guys would just want to go to a strip club. It just shows how lonely guys are. Like in Japan, they could also just go to a strip club, but um, I don't know. They want to talk. They're lonely, severe loneliness. Um, yeah, these streets are trippy though. I just like walking around here. But if I didn't have this camera, I'd be getting hassled, not by Japanese people, but by foreign dudes. I get trying to hustle me into going to these um, hostess clubs. They think because I'm a white guy or a foreigner, like they can rip me off. I'm gonna be some dumbass that goes to these places. They don't know that I worked in one of these places. I know the deal. Um, yeah, so I'm on to them. I can safely say I've never paid for one of these places. I've been to them. I've been to them when guys have paid for them, but I've never actually went in and paid. It's like the biggest ripoff ever. I'm I'm down for going to strip clubs though, straight up. But going to pay to talk to chicks, no way, man. That's not for me. Yeah, this place is pretty wild though. You can probably find anything you want here. Um, yeah, this is Kabukicho, the biggest red light district in Japan. You see that guy in the green behind me? He's like, there's these like guide shops that you can go to, and they'll like find you whatever you want. You basically go into that shop and you tell them what you're looking for, and they'll bring you to the place that has the kind of girls that you want or whatever you're looking for. So yeah, this is like a multi-billion-dollar industry in Japan. You can find hostess clubs in like all across Japan, not just in the big red light districts, but like literally everywhere. Like in the smallest countryside towns, you'll find like these hostess clubs because it's really a big part of Japanese culture. Um, yeah, that it doesn't really. I don't think it really exists that much in Western countries. But yeah, so, yeah, just walking down the back streets, this red light district, with a massive sign. The guys that hustle people into the bars and whatnot, or the hostess clubs, are are mostly foreign. There's Japanese too, but the Japanese only try and hustle the Japanese into the clubs. Japanese people never approach me to try and get me to go to these clubs. It's always foreign. I don't know why, but no one has approached me because I have this camera. But if I didn't have this camera, I would be hassled like you wouldn't believe it. Every street, someone would try and hustle me into a club. So if you ever come to Tokyo, I do not recommend going to one of these hostess clubs. You'll pay like ridiculous amounts. Um, yeah, there's places like this. There's like there's bars and restaurants here too. It's not only seediness, but it's mostly seediness here in Kabukicho. That chick. Uh, it's an interesting place though. If you ever come to Tokyo, you should come here for a walk. But like I said, I wouldn't recommend going to one of these hostess clubs. And I guess Tokyo hasn't fully rebounded from you know what, the that flu that's going around. But yeah, as you can see, most people wear masks. But if chicks don't wear masks, they're a bad chick. Uh, yeah, AI. Okay. There's also um, there's also this thing in Japan called AI. It's basically where girls can go there for free and they'll get free food, free drinks. But it's like speed dating, and guys have to pay for it. Um, basically guys have to pay for everything, and that's how they get chicks in there, in to go there. So you go in there, and you the staff seat you with these some random chicks, some random chick, and yeah, you just talk to them for whatever, however long. You pay by the time or how long you stay there. Um, yeah, I've done it a few times just to see what it's like. Usually when I'm with a Japanese friend, it's another thing that Japanese guys do. I didn't like it because you can't choose who you sit with. So I think I've been twice, and yeah, not really my style, but it wasn't really my choice to go there. I didn't even know that we were going to go there, and ended up. But yeah, they're called Aiseki. Aiseki. It's like meeting seat. So yeah, that's another thing about Japanese culture that's really different. Well, yeah, as you know, I'm just like my preferred method to meet girls is day game, mostly day game, um, and not really in places like this, to be honest, because most of the girls you'd meet here are working girls, so they're either on their way to work or yeah. All right, guys. So I just want to tell you the pricing on these places. So to enter for 45 minutes, it's about 120 bucks. For 60 minutes, it's 170 bucks. For 75 minutes, it's 210 bucks. But the thing is, guys would come in here and they'd pay that as an entrance fee, and then you know the price of bottles and other drinks would be a lot more expensive. I used to work in one of these places, and guys would come in, they'd pay whatever about 200 bucks, and they think that would cover, that would cover maybe a basic, I don't know, whatever, all you can drink of some cheap drink. These guys would get drunk, they get a big ego, to try and impress these chicks, these women that are working there, and they'd start buying bottles, and some guys would end up paying five, six, $7,000 just for drinking, just for chatting with these women. Um, and some of these guys would just be normal kind of office workers or whatever, and they'd get absolutely ripped off. So yeah, don't go to these places. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think I'm probably going to leave it there. This is just a quick tour of Japanese red light district. Yeah, so like and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see anything else around Japan. Um, yeah, you can follow me at Mac the Day Gamer over on Instagram. Also check out my website at macthedaygamer.com. Um, so yeah, that's where it's at. All right, guys, peace.